So, only 2 weeks ago, I made a video detailing my thoughts on an Ashfur redemption arc, and I already need to do a follow-up, because it sure is looking a lot more likely now. First up, the Warriors website dropped a whole article on second chances as a follow-up to the poll that was the inspiration for my original video. Just to repeat what I've said before, under my judgment, this is 100% being used to spark discussion on redemption and warrior cats to tease what is coming next in the Broken Code story arc. In the article, they mention the cats exiled by Misty Star, but I believe that redemption will also be a theme regarding the imposter Ashfur. But there wasn't any new information in the article, so we'll move on to the real juicy stuff. 2 days ago, we got the cover and blurb for Book 5 of the Broken Code, which will be named The Place of No Stars after the Dark Forest. Now, the wording of the blurb is very vague. I see they're trying not to give out too many spoilers for Darkness Within and Greystripe's vow. They say the clans know the truth about StarClan's disappearance, but they don't say what that truth is. And they still call the imposter, which is funny because they're clearly depicting Ashfur on the cover of the book. Anyways, let's get into the new information. What we're basically being told here through both the cover and the blurb is that our old pals Squirrelflight and Ashfur are going into the Dark Forest together to help save StarClan, and for some reason they don't tell any cat they're doing this. So to start, let's revisit my Ashfur redemption checklist from my previous video. We know that number 2 on the list about Ashfur becoming a source of information is true. We see him walking side by side with Squirrelflight on the front cover. If he's leading her to where the StarClan portal in the Dark Forest is, he's giving her information. Squirrelflight wouldn't follow him if he wasn't giving her information. Now number 1 is more up in the air. So let's talk about the fact that Squirrelflight and Ashfur are said to have vanished. For them to be in the Dark Forest long enough to be reported missing would mean that both cats would have to leave their bodies behind for quite some time. We could go the route of Ashfur giving Bramblestar back his body and Squirrelflight dying, but I don't think we'll get that far. If they were full-time ghosts, the fact that they went missing would not be freaking out the clans as much. So prior to them going missing, Squirrelflight would still be alive, and Ashfur would still have a hold on Bramblestar's body. So I'm thinking this will happen. Ashfur and Squirrelflight will both be separated from their bodies in the same fashion that Shadowsight was. Either intentionally or unintentionally. I can't be sure at this point. Also, their bodies will be in some place where the clan cats can't find them, of course. Ashfur will decide he wants to take Squirrelflight's side, and that means he will help her in saving StarClan and saving Bramblestar. Though he might not like it, Ashfur will at least say he is resolved to the fact that he can't keep Bramblestar's body. Otherwise, I just can't see Squirrelflight wanting to work with him. So that leaves number 3. Here's what I think they'll do here. They're going to leave doubt on whether Ashfur is truly changed for as long as possible. Squirrelflight will just be super nervous the whole time. Then, he's going to be put in some intense situation, including him, Squirrelflight, and maybe the main villain, which I'm betting on being Spiresight, as I said in a previous theory. And number 3 right here, it's going to be the thing that gives us definite proof on whether deep down Ashfur is good or bad. He will either make a sacrifice and save the day, or he will backstab Squirrelflight hard, setting in motion a bitter betrayal that will lead into the story arc's final act. It's going to be one or the other. I'm feeling very strong about this. Moving on from Ashfur, I do think the cats knowing the truth about StarClan's disappearance will tie into the Greystripe's vow Super Edition. Greystripe will find the Moonstone portal, get the scoop, and then it will line up with what Shadowsight has found out. There are evil ghost cats that shut off the Moonpool portal, and they have to fight those cats. So maybe the evil ghost cats have their base set up in the Dark Forest. If Spiresight is in charge of the operation, that explains why Shadowsight wasn't attacked. He's Spiresight's favorite boy after all. So Squirrelflight and Ashfur might be on a little stealth mission to try and break the portal's barrier so StarClan cats can join the fight against the evil ghost cats. Ashfur brings the knowledge, and Squirrelflight brings the passion. and whether or not this plan goes well will all be dependent on whether or not Ashfur betrays Squirrel Flight when he is needed most.